Hi, this is Lara for Elliott Wave Stock Market with your twice weekly Apple analysis done on Monday 17th of June. I'm recording this video just gone 10 in the evening New York time, Monday New York time. My last analysis for Apple a few days ago expected upwards movement. We've had choppy overlapping sideways movement. The bigger picture remains the same. I'm still seeing this all-time high as the start of a big supercycle second wave correction, and prices probably still within cycle wave A, considering how long this has taken. Cycle wave A looks like it's unfolding as a 5-wave impulse. At primary degree, we have primary 1, 2. Primary 3 can't be over because it should show an increase in momentum beyond that seen for primary 1, and using MACD as a momentum indicator, we haven't seen that increase yet. We should have the strongest part of downwards movement yet to come. Within primary 3, we have a nice 5-wave impulse complete here. This is intermediate wave 1 within primary 3. A flat correction, a running flat, the subdivisions are all perfect. For a second wave correction at intermediate degree, this is where intermediate wave 3 begins with minor 1 and minor 2 over, and minor 3 will detail on the hourly chart. At 381, minor wave 3 would reach 1.618, the length of minor wave 1. The target for intermediate wave 3 is still maybe even a couple of months away. At 289.78, it would reach equality in length with intermediate wave 1. The target for primary wave 3 still months away. At 272, primary wave 3 would reach 1.618, the length of primary wave 1. Within intermediate wave 3, if minor wave 2 is not over, and if it continues further, it can't move beyond the start of 1 above 465.75. This is a rather slow start to a third of a third wave down. That's slightly concerning me. So I want to see movement to a new low below this point here. That's my confidence point on the hourly chart, because 3 must move beyond the end of 1. So at that point, a core Elliott wave rule will be met, and I will have more confidence in these targets when I see movement to a new low below this point. Let's have a look at the structure of minor wave 3 at start on the hourly chart, where it starts here, is this point here. So far to the downside, we have a leading expanding diagonal in a first wave position. The leading diagonal is probably minute wave 1, and it's over here, and this is where minute wave 2 may have begun. I don't think this is minute wave 2. It's far too brief and shallow to be minute wave 2 in its entirety, so this is probably just minuet wave A within minute 2. Minuet A is subdividing as a 3, minuet B subdivides as a 3, and it's a 103% correction of A, so this would be a regular flat. Minuet wave C is extremely unlikely to be over here, although this is a completed 5-wave structure. If we see a new low below 428.5 before we see upwards movement towards this target, or at least comfortably beyond this point, whether or not it gets to the target, if this wave count is invalidated in the short term, then it's possible, technically, that minute wave 2 could be over as a running flat, maybe a lower fractal of what happened on the daily chart. It's just extremely unlikely, so we shouldn't expect it. Following a leading diagonal in a first wave position, we normally see a very deep second wave, and running flats are very rare, so what's more likely is minuet wave C is not over here, and it's going to continue higher, because this would be just wave 1 within it. It's probably going to reach 1.618, the length of the A wave, at 440.7. However, this target does still seem a bit low. It could be higher, maybe reaching to the 0.618 Fibonacci ratio or above. Minute wave 2 may not move beyond the start of 1 above 457.10. When minuet wave C is a completed 5-wave structure, we will expect a trend change and an increase in downwards momentum. And as I said on the daily chart, movement below 418.90 would add confidence to this wave count and the targets at the daily chart level. So it still looks like we've had a leading diagonal complete and the second wave correction to follow it, looks incomplete. Technically, it's possible we have a 335 running flat, but because this is a second wave following a leading diagonal, they're usually very deep. Although that's technically possible, it's extremely unlikely. What's most likely is we're going to see more upwards movement for Apple for the next few days. That's all for me today with your Apple analysis, and I hope everybody had a fabulous weekend.